In front of you, you can make out a few broken railways in the darkness. But the only sort of vision you have from here is the dim light that falls through the portcullis that has just been opened. Beyond the cave is utterly in darkness.
I will cast. Never mind, I don't have it. I forgot.
Does anyone not able to see in the dark?
Finally, I play a character that can see in the dark for the first time.
I can see, kinda.
So, do we need light, or I mean, is stealth better, perhaps?
I can see, so yeah, sure.
Well, I guess I'll try and be a little bit more quiet. You know, if you put some extra padding, then that might help.
Does anyone have extra padding on hand?
Well, obviously not right now, because you need to make sure it doesn't get clogged up in the gears. But in your construction of it, if you'd consider taking that into consideration.
I like hearing it though.
How old does dorks look, by the way?
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell with goblins since, you know, they age fast.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Because the voice sounds like 80-something.
Wow.
Listen.
Well, no.
You know, growing up in the media district, the air is kind of...
Listen. This is
I'm
my
sorry.
Kobold voice.
Okay.
I love it.
I just thought it was meant to like sound old, but it sounds
No,
it sounds more like
it's
it's
just
supposed to
sound really
yeah,
crackled.
crackled
Growing
goblin.
up in the
Okay,
industrial district of the city. I'm sure there's a lot of smoke in that
Mhm.
involved.
true. Okay, just wanted to make clear. I also lean over. Also lean over to Kara and Leah and just tell them, these guys, the miners, seemed kinda suspect. Let's just keep an eye out for anything suspicious, maybe even more than usual.
Speaking of that, do we see any skeletons?
Not immediately, at least not here.
Okay.
Not in the entrance.
Bone Gang entered the room.
Wow.
Yes.
Can we tell which way it looks like the cave continues, or we'd potentially find the stomper, or do we see the stomper anywhere in here?
You do not see the stomper yet, however you know that the cave extends straight ahead of you.
Is that like an incline or a decline?
It goes
So,
down.
Okay.
So, Lay, do you perhaps want to go have a look? Seems like you're one of the better, or sneakier fellas among us. Or would
Probably.
you like us all to move together?
And he just, without replying, just starts moving forward and tries to not to make a single sound.
Oh, racist.
Wow.
You said we'd work together and know
I'm
these
kidding,
things.
I'm kidding.
Do you want to describe our characters so we know how we look?
Sure.
I don't have a description prepared.
Neither was I. I was just going based off of the picture.
Yeah, I
I
was just
grabbed.
going over the pictures.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm just a human-looking woman about 26, with like dark red hair, light skin, looks very grim, and has a very nice like full plate armor that's very slim and like next to her body is not very bulky. It's like typical plate armor. And she has less of a sun theme, like in the picture, and more of a tree theme.
You've noticed in your time working with Kara that despite wearing plate, doesn't seem to make a lot of noise.
Ah,
Wow. Kind of sus.
kinda.
Maybe our little goblin should get some reference from that.
Wow. Wow. I'm gonna just install Mega.
By the way, how normal are goblins in this city to see?
Very common, especially in
Okay.
the lower district.
That's cool.
They're sort of, shorter lifespans lead them to more
Reproductive.
fast-lived lives. Less sort of focused on sophistication or anything of the sort.
Wow.
Evelyn is a rock gnome. She's normally got different gadgets on her, from her little goggles on top of her head to a grappling hook that she likes to use a lot, and a fancy looking crossbow with like a little, also a thin glove she normally is wearing on her hand. She's normally dressed in nicer clothes, and she's gnome, so she's short. She's like, oh, correction, she's very specific about this. It's 3 foot 2 inches and 3/4 is her height, and she normally has somewhere clinging to her a little robotic kind of looking, not like, it's like this little like gears and foils kind of put together creature in a vaguely humanoid shape, but she tinkers with it a lot.
Vaguely.
Your first time meeting Evelyn, she was likely introduced to you by Rhett, who seems to be her compatriot, servant, unknown. It's kind of weird.
Guess we could call
Who
it a
is
retainer.
Yeah, sure. Who is a abyssal tiefling that seems to wear a breastplate and shield, and he has a rapier, but you generally see him use his citron more for various ballads and poems that he composes.
Music.
Oh. Well, Dorks is apparently taller at a 3'8".
Oh.
Kind of darker green skin, dark brown hair, blue eyes, and dressed fairly modest with a... forget. Crap. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's it. I forget what else I was gonna say.
So yeah, I don't know how feet work, because I work with centimeters. But Soleil is 170 centimeters big.
Hold on.
And
Please click Google.
2 centimeters.
How much?
What?
170.
170.
1,700 centimeters? I don't know. That can't be right.
So he's not big, but he's also not too small.
Oh wait,
It's
Soleil.
like 5'6",
I'm dumb.
I
Yeah, like
think.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, 5'6".
I love that 700 centimeters.
700 centimeters. Wow. I am a giant.
Tall.
The biggest kitty. Yeah, but you can see he's a tabaxi, and he has black fur, and wears not too fancy, but leather clothing. The one thing that looks a little bit fancy about him is his hat with a feather, which is basically just sitting there, only half covering his head, basically, on the side there. And you know that he's fighting with 2 weapons in each of his hands. And
So 4 weapons.
so yeah,
Kidding.
basically. And nice. And he's his movement looks, whenever he moves, it looks like not just the cat-like moves that always seem to have this I don't know, gracefulness to them. It almost looks like whenever he moves, it almost looks like he's like performing some kind of show. It's like, I don't know, it looks like he's putting very much effort into every single of his movements.
So my assessment that he stopped it was correct.
Yes, it was.
111 centimeters.
96.5 centimeters.
Like 200-ish.
Yeah, like 190, I think.
Ooh, big girl.
Or 185.
Still big girl.
So then it's Leah, who has, she's human, looks tan complexion. She has a shield on her arm and a staff, as well as a javelin crisscrossing across her back. She has a sleeveless red suit jacket, a shirt underneath, and looks to be wearing armor underneath those two. And has a long flowing skirt underneath, and doesn't look too in place in a mine.
Reasonable.
Like,
Does she look in place like holding weapons and stuff? Does she look like she knows what she's doing, basically?
Surprisingly, she is fairly comfortable with the staff she has on her back.
Okay.
Did she have like a symbol or anything on her shield, or?
There is some arcane symbols around the shield, and is there a specific symbol for crayon?
Let me
That's not
think
gonna
if I
work.
made one. Double checking. I might have not written down a symbol for crayon.
how old is she look?
Absolute latest, she looks like 20.
I did not, but his symbol would be basically just a slightly tilted hourglass, sort of 45 degrees tilted.
Right. Yeah, so then in the middle of her shield is the tilted hourglass.
Lovely.
Okay, Soleil just nods at Red and yeah, starts to scout forward to see what's going on. Stealthily.
In front of you, you see more dilapidated rails, many broken. To your right, you see another raised platform, sort of a shadowy outcrop. In the middle, right in front of you, is... You'd almost call it a pillar, but it is a little bit too large. It definitely supports a large portion of the ceiling and seems to have been reinforced with large wooden beams, sort of, reaching all the way from the bottom to the ceiling. Beyond, the cave continues for a very large portion. Another platform at the other end of the cave seems to not, at least, have the stomper on it, so it should probably be somewhere in the left of the cave. Along the left wall, you see almost like a tunnel going past this central support. Your assumption is that it connects back with the rest of the mine.
Once the lake gets up to I assume this is like some kind of, some kind of edge or something we can see.
Yes.
I'll shoot a message to him. Anything? You can reply to this message.
That sounds
I remember
familiar.
doing that.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. Seems to be quiet.
Alright, everybody said we can move up. Seems quiet.
Should at least try to be quiet, I would assume, while moving forward.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Slowly
Glance
move
at
up.
dorks on the way by.
Everyone moving forward, please give me a stealth roll.
Well, I haven't moved yet, so
And you can choose to remain standing if you wanna.
23.
mm,
My armor may
Crap.
not give me disadvantage, but I'm still that's something.
mm.
The noise emanating from Kara isn't sort of what you used from chainmail, the clinking, the metal on metal, the rattling of chainmail. It's more just that she's sort of stomping on the ground harder than she probably should be, since she is wearing metal boots.
Sile throws her a glance
What?
and puts his
Oh crap.
pointy finger on his lips.
Twelve for me.
I'm gonna assume I'm gonna have disadvantage trying to stealthily move a mech.
Yes,
Okay.
very much so.
Well. Okay. Disadvantage it is. It's my dice. My thing. There it is. All the way over here. Disadvantage.
Wow. Natural one.
So behind you, you
It's
just kind of hear
amazing.
as this mech starts just rattling forward.
Oh,
Every step is just sort of a crunching of the smaller stones underneath.
Is there a little steam whistle that goes off at one point?
Not yet. Occasionally you hear sort of a hydraulic
I reach out my arm and make a halt sign with my hand
Stop.
and just try to tell them that I'm moving forward alone for a moment there before before they follow me.
I
I'm
can't
gonna
imagine
duck
why.
into my cock.
And I point at Rat and point at him and at my head.
Yes.
Basically, it's to show him that just let's keep connection with your
Yeah, you
mind
just received a
thingy,
message back, Roger.
thingy. Yeah.
You can reply.
Okay. Good. And yeah, I just try and move forward, take a look into the left thingy because that was supposed to be the abandoned one, right?
Give me a perception roll.
How do units work?
So, well, the board doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
line up,
Okay.
but each square is the regular 5 feet.
Okay.
Sometimes it lines up, but sometimes if it's a smaller map, I usually resize it to be a little bit bigger. So
My perception is a natural 20, by the way.
right now,
Oh.
looks like right now 1 inch is 5 feet. But usually, almost every time I have a map like this, it is 5-foot squares.
Got it.
What was your perception?
Natural 20.
Oh, net 20.
Mm.
Well, you don't see much in this shadowy tunnel, since you sort of see that there's another ledge leading further down. Beyond that, you can't really see, but you can hear. You hear skittering.
Can I still reply to the message?
I mean, if you wait like 30 seconds, you get another contact.
Okay.
Just like the word contact, you know,
It's like a
every 30
sonar.
seconds.
Every 30 seconds, it's like beep.
Beep beep.
You can reply to this message.
Okay. Nice.
Exactly.
You can reply to this message.
Nice. Okay, I'm fine with that actually.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, you get a reply. Creatures in this direction.
How many?
Can't see them, just hear them.
He says there's creatures up there, but can't tell how many. Up there to the left, looks like.
I could have a look if you wanted.
Well, it's
And
up to
I'll
you, man.
reach out and hold up my little robot kind of looking creature. And says Kieran can go take a look.
That has worked well before, yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna like have like a little propeller that pops off the top of his head.
Amazing.
And he's just gonna fly off, and I'm gonna use the familiar spell to see through it.
Soleil will get a message saying Scoutbot is coming.
Okay, and he just tries to step into a shadow to
If
wait
you
for
send
whatever
me
happens.
a picture of that
Yeah,
at some point, I can also make a little token for that.
I should do that. I have one that I'm basing it off of, so I can.
For now, I'll just...
Before I draw.
Oh, I should probably not copy red, that's kind of weird. I'll just make a copy of you.
Soleil
I can
hides
actually not make it small,
behind
so just
whatever this is.
use your clone for now.
Oh, it goes well. Okay. So it'll fly along.
How loud is this thing, by the way?
It's trying to be quiet.
Okay,
It's,
so it just
so
has
it's
a...
using the find familiar. Currently, it's using the form of a hawk. With as my construct.
So it'd be like a modern day drone, sort of just...
Yeah. Mhm. But I can make it fly. Let's see how far can I go fly? Right about when I'm around here-ish, I'll try and like have it look around to see if it can see anything.
Similar to what Soleil saw earlier, you do sort of hear the skittering, but you'd probably have to cross the threshold of
Yeah.
this platform to actually see what is making the noise.
About there. Right before it gets out of my range. From where I'm currently.
In the shadow, sort of kind of hidden, you see a large insect-looking creature, which you can only assume is one of those cave crawlers.
Right, I see a creature. Just one currently. It's pretty large in size. It's a little bit away up around the way.
It seems to be picking around the stones on the ground. Occasionally, it'll pick up a larger rock, and with its 4 sort of pincers at its torso, crush the rock before examining the rest. The splinters.
It's looking through the rocks, I think. Hard to see from this distance. I'd have to get closer before I could see anything else. And I'm going to pull back from looking through my familiar and have it make its way back to me. So there's one that's kind of around the corner.
Okay.
You probably have to move further. Go in to look for any more.
Does it look like the kind of thing that we could draw into a trap here? Or
We could definitely try. It's really big and legs and looks like it's got some pretty hefty natural armor of sorts that it would be a little tricky to get through, but we could definitely set something up by drawing it forward.
I mean, how does everyone else feel?
I can't hear shit.
Yeah.
Navigate around it.
Drawing it out seems like a good idea.
It's possible that there's more. I can only see one currently, though. I could try and have my... If we moved a little bit closer, I could probably use Kieran to go in and try and see if I can't draw them this way.
Sure. Well, between what you and Soleil said, it seems like it should be clear up to kind of down there, indicating just over the edge.
Yeah, I didn't see anything off of the ledge. Although, we might want to be... I mean, if we're trying to draw it forward, we could always just send dorks ahead a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that works.
Soleil,
Or how about we move up there first and then you come up, dogs, and then we see what happens.
Soleil, you suddenly notice something that you know the others are probably unaware of. Out of the dark nook, sort of to your right when you enter the cave, you see another crawler just sort of heading down the incline.
Okay, so still the message thing is still going on
No,
every couple of
because I was
seconds.
talking to other people, probably not.
Okay, okay, it's fine. I'm just
Well, actually,
watching it.
You would shortly get a message. Okay, we're gonna move up a little bit.
And you just hear to the right another one.
Oh, he said there's another one to the right.
You sort of
Probably after I've moved up a
immediately,
little bit.
yeah, you immediately crouch and you see the silhouette of this creature just going down. But relatively close enough to notice you if you're not careful.
What do we do?
Well, I guess we could try and take out the one on the right first. Just be prepared that it could draw more in if we're not quick and quiet about it.
Okay.
I could try and always take a couple of shots at it. I don't know what anyone else wants to do.
Probably also John.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Pulse Life on myself.
Okay. I would say then almost for keeping track, everyone roll initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Six.
So that's an 11.
16.
Probably best to just write the number in front of you with your pen tool.
Beautifully.
And please don't use Roman numerals.
Yeah, we're not
No
pointing
reason.
fingers at anyone, but please don't.
There's a reason. There's definitely a reason. What is your dex modifier, Jess?
It's 3.
Really? Damn, okay.
Yep, yep, yep.
So, Leah goes first.
Right. So I guess first of all we'll start moving up, looking to the others. So is there new to tabletop? Is there like a ruler?
No, you just have to kind of count the.
Yeah.
No problem.
So, I mean, you can technically, measure how much one square is. And then go off of that, but every square is 5.
No problem.
5 feet.
About 30. Getting to there. And I guess take the stuff off her back and twirl it around and tap slightly on the ground, staying quiet, and cast Shillelagh as a bonus action, as wisps of like magic missiles float around the staff. And not wanting to get too much closer, that'll be my turn.
As you approach the ledge, do you try to do so stealthily?
Yes.
Please give me a stealth roll.
No problem. So that is an 8.
You sort of hear crunching metal on gravel as Leah moves forward. And you notice that the crawler that was moving away sort of stops and raises its head, seemingly searching for the source of the noise.
Get down as low as possible, and that will be my turn then.
And with that, it is Ablin's.
I'm going to try and quietly move forward. And I will check, I guess. Ugh. No. That would be a 10. As I moved forward to here and was intending on just pulling out my crossbow and holding an attack.
What do you hold it for?
Until either, well, I'm trying to either hold it until other people are attacking her, or if it's obviously moving to attack us. But if you just need one of those, I will hold it until other people attack.
Okay. You move forward relatively stealthily until you walk upon this sort of broken railway. You avoid the metal, but as you step onto the wood, you just hear the slight creak just as you pull out your crossbow. The Minecrawler down in front of you, it doesn't really seem to immediately screech or recognize that someone's there, but it begins moving into roughly your direction.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's turn, so it moves further all the way up to here. And with that, it is Red's turn.
I will also try to stealthily move up. Which will be... Oh, a natural 1. Oh, that was a 1. I apologize, it was a 1.
Did you roll it or did you just...
I don't know. I thought I rolled it.
It's fine. You just give me a like good roll.
Just smash it.
It can be finicky sometimes.
So that's a 14. Wait, who's messing with my dice? Okay, what?
You...
Natural 20.
Yeah, where do you move to?
I would like to move up in front of Evelyn.
So across this dilapidated railway, you are very careful to avoid the wooden planks stretched across. And while you're not completely silent, you're relatively quiet as you move past Evelyn and see the creature down there in front of you.
Does it appear to have noticed us?
It doesn't seem to have really found a target, but it seems to be scouting in a way, in a primitive way. But it does seem to be moving straight towards Soleil, whether it knows it or not.
Okay, I will... no, I'm pretty sure Dorks is gonna kick this off in like 2 seconds, so...
What? Wow. Wow.
I mean...
Kind of far off, a couple of feet away now, but you still behind you sort of hear the occasional...
Yeah. I feel like I just want to cast Fairy Fire on it. So
Okay.
I will.
That was what kind of save?
It is a Dexterity. DC 15.
Wow.
Oof.
Wow.
Wow.
It's fine, we get him out of the way now. Yeah, it's...
It fails.
I'm sure it does a -6 to Dex, right?
Nope.
No. Yeah, I tied its legs up when I wasn't looking.
Unwittingly, as you cast Fairy Fire, it just then sort of crawls further ahead with a little bit more speed than before, and your Fairy Fire just sort of hits nothing as it disperses on the ground. And at this point, the creature turns.
Seeing a funny hat poking up over the ridge. Well, I tried to give us advantage in your attacks.
The poor violinist had to stop working.
Wait,
Okay.
if it... I mean, totally up to you, but don't things have disadvantage on surprise attacks? Does that apply?
I would say it applies, since it hasn't noticed you yet. That is correct. Give me a...
Hmm.
Oh yeah, wait, I have to do the other roll.
Yeah. It's another net 20.
No!
Oh!
Well... Zoop. You do hit, and, well, Soleil, you see just past this broken table.
It's like a purple light that kind of pops out around it.
The inside sort of has this purple outline, very, very visible in the dark now.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it clearly turning towards the others.
Cool, cool.
Cool, 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 cool.
Cool, 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 cool.
Rad.
That's the end of my turn, so whoever's next.
That would be... Dorks.
It would? I I saw someone with 7.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's a 6? I thought that was a 9.
No, let me fix that.
Cause
Well, then it is Soleil.
isn't it
Everyone
Freya?
wrote it sort of this way around,
Is it-
except me.
Isn't Freya before me?
I'll write it that way.
Aren't you an 8?
I'm a 7 and she's an 8.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, it is Freya.
Isn't that like the ongoing joke anyway, that
Listen,
you forget
I
about Freya?
confused your places. I'm not used to where you guys are sitting yet.
I was always yellow, and Eleven has always been red.
That's actually not wrong. Maybe it's just I read cat, and then I thought it's the tabaxi.
Wow.
I wanna
Even the
blame
DM is going full racist now.
All cats like this. Can I see it from here?
Yes.
I will Eldritch Blast it twice. Cool, yeah, that's a
Advantage.
7. Oh, they have the... So that's a 19 and a 16.
Your first hit just strikes it in the side. And you hear the creature just sort of sputtering as you hit. The second strike also hits its shell, but it seems to not even leave a mark.
So it just...
Oof.
Whoa!
3 damage, I have at least.
Wait, does your Eldritch Blast get a damage bonus?
Yeah, I have Agonizing Blast implication.
That's good.
Not good enough.
Okay, Soleil.
Would that trigger my held action?
Yes, it would.
So when...
Um,
Oh yeah.
Since I have advantage on the shot, I can use my repeating hand crossbow to choose to not use my advantage and take a second shot as well. So I'm going to take 2 shots, if that's okay.
Okay.
The first one's a natural 20.
Oof.
Ooh.
So that is going to be...
Why am I oofing? I totally am not trying to kiss you.
It's only 11 damage. And then the second shot is that 21 to hit.
Yeah, both of those hit.
That's gonna be 5 damage.
In total? That is how
Sorry,
much?
11 and then 5, so it's 16
Okay.
total between for all 2.
Yeah, those 2 crossbow hits are well aimed and they strike sort of just at where the chitinous torso meets its abdomen. Just sort of this one soft spot that seems to be a weak point. You see a small sort of squelch of blackish liquid hit the ground as it sort of squeals. Yeah, Soleil.
Okay. What was the effect of fairy fire again? Didn't it do
You
like
have
some...
advantage
Advantage.
on all attacks.
Ooh, okay. So, I'm gonna... Does... Now that I saw that bolts do damage, or can do damage, I look at the wall behind me. Can I climb up to the others there? Does it look climbable? Because my character has a climbing speed of 20 feet, theoretically.
Yes, this ledge is probably only 7 to 8 feet high.
Then I would like to get up through this space. I'm gonna draw my longbow, and I'm gonna try to shoot twice at it. With advantage. Which is not better. It's a 10 to hit for the first one. And a 25 to hit for the second one.
Your first hit bounces off of its natural shell. And sort of the second one, this time you're more aimed in. You strike home in a similar spot that the crossbow bolts hit earlier. And again you see a sort of splatter of black liquid hit the ground.
I do 7 damage.
Nice.
Dark.
Alright. From my cockpit, I'm gonna take my crossbow and fire 2 shots.
From where you're standing, it's not really visible. You know that they're
Aw.
shooting down the ledge, but they're kind of far off still.
Okay. 5, 10, 15. Can I see from here?
Probably from within about 10 feet of the actual ledge, you'd be able to see it.
Okay. Clunk, clunk, clunk. Now I'll take 2 light crossbow shots. So... Shot 1. Cool. Cool.
You have advantage.
That's the advantage. It's a 7 plus, that's 14. With the first shot.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then that's
Interesting.
26 for the second shot.
Similar story to what just happened with Soleil. You sort of amble forward on your construct and you shoot once, still a little bit unsteady from the way forward. And as your construct comes to a halt, you aim in more and this time strike home. The first shot just sort of ricochets off of its chitin.
That's 8 damage, and bonus action, I'm gonna fire my blasting cannons at it.
Blast them.
Blast them. Which is a 2 hit. It's plus 7. Do those get advantage? Or does it get advantage,
I
rather?
think every attack gets advantage, so that would count for your blasting cannons as well. Since it would count for the artillerist eldritch cannon as well.
18. Does 18 hit?
Here, the cannons sort of ring out and see a few projectiles just sort of arcing towards the thing. It moves a little as the projectiles move towards it, but they still hit.
7 plus 4, 11 force damage.
Under the barrage of these smaller hits, you hear the shell crack. And as it tries to sort of lurch forward, it just sort of slams into the ground and stops moving.
Nice.
However, after this display of firepower, you hear in the distance, sort of far off, more screeching.
Oops.
And
We're
with
off
that,
to the
it is
left.
Leah's turn.
Right, okay. Go work with that one. I guess I'll slide down the hill a little bit, moving up to the others. Looking around, I don't see any more, just hear them.
Yeah, you sort of hear them rushing towards you.
Then I will hold the staff on the ground and start channeling a Toll the Dead to attack the first creature that emerges from the shadows.
Okay. Ablin.
Well, I guess I will just move a little bit forward, hang out on the edge, and prepare to shoot at whatever comes within. If any of them come in 30 feet, I'll shoot.
Okay.
I'll move now.
Hmm. Okay, so those of you with dark vision, which I assume is almost probably almost all of you, in the distance on the raised platform, pretty much opposite of the cave, you see another Minecrawler just sort of heading down. Yeah, that's their turn. You could possibly shoot at that distance, but it's up to you. I'm not sure. What is the range of a handheld crossbow?
So, like the max range is like 120. But that's a disadvantage. I was waiting until if anything came in with
Yeah,
within
it's
30 feet.
still like actually almost exactly 120 feet out. Okay, that is their turn. Which means it is Rats.
I think I'll just stay where I am. I will hold an action to cast Vicious Mockery on the first thing that comes within 60 feet. And then bonus action, I'll say to Leia, I don't know which one. Thanks for getting up front, and give her a combat inspiration.
Very much.
Which I will message you when it does.
Ooh, especially.
Kara.
I think I will also get down. We get to there. Actually,
Now everyone wants special combat.
I want special comment. Sorry.
Next time around.
I think this is within 120, so I will just shoot somewhere Eldritch Blast.
Pew.
This is just an incentive for you to stand in front of me.
Okay, I think one of them hits.
Yeah. It's really hard to see in this distance, and it sort of is a little bit further down in elevation. But as soon as you see its head slightly just dip above the ground level, you shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts. One unfortunately strikes the ground, throwing up a small sort of cloud of dust. The other one you don't really see hit, but from the sound the creature makes, you can tell that it struck home.
7 percentage. I'll draw my sword. Yeah. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, Soleil.
Do I see things coming from the left?
Where are you currently? You definitely hear the skittering and you sort of see movement in the shadows, but they don't seem to have yet reached this higher elevation.
Okay.
So you do see movement, but you can't really see the shape yet.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna call out to the others, enemies from the left. But since I don't see them yet, I'm just gonna continue shooting arrows at the guy that they are already attacking. Natural 20 for the first one.
Hey.
What do you attack with?
Bow and arrow, and a 10 for the second one.
Is that at disadvantage for your range?
No,
or is that
longbow has
something?
150 for normal range.
Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, no, that's within range. My God.
Yeah, that's... so yeah, one hits, but that's like the, you know...
What was the highest?
Natural 20, and the other one was a 10.
Yeah.
So one hits, and that's a crit. Nice, 1 damage first. And 7, so 8 plus 4, so 12 damage.
It's almost as if you rolled once and just...
Yeah.
max.
12 is fine.
Yeah. Again, you see the creature sort of dip up. And even though it's half covered, you wait the exact moment until it shows. And you hit it home. You immediately knock another arrow and fire again. But to your dismay, just that second, as it would hit, it ducks again as it moves further forward. Dark.
Alright. I'm gonna move right to the edge. And I'm gonna cast right here.
What do you cast?
Grease.
Oh my God.
Grease!
Nice.
I'm launching grease over there.
Good
You
grease.
just sort of see this tube extend. Just thump.
Thump.
Why has he done this?
Let me look up grease again so I know what it fully does. It functions like the
Grease.
grease spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is the grease spell.
It is exactly the grease spell.
They answer it. It's a deck save where they fall prone. I don't know if it'll help, but whatever.
Might slow them down at least.
10-foot square.
So I'm like thinking that goes for
Like this.
yeah.
Okay. Should probably make it blank. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Could just put some squiggles in there. And then I can't see them, I'm assuming. No. I think that's all I can do. Yeah, I think that's all I can do. It's my turn.
Light it on fire.
I don't have fire as a bonus action.
Anyone.
Unless that guy's 90 feet away, I can't.
Okay, that is your turn, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Then Leo.
Okay, I suppose just looking around and they're still not moving closer, but the guys have been hitting it with ranged attacks. I will cast a bless to put on Kara, and let's do the 2 artificers as well.
Okay.
Nice.
Is that your turn?
Sorry?
Is that your turn?
Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Well, that Ablin, your held action also expires, but it is your turn.
Well, I'm just gonna do the exact same thing and behold another attack if it gets within 30 feet.
30?
30.
Okay.
That's my range without disadvantage, so I'm just waiting to shoot my attack.
I really should have picked a smaller map or faster creatures, shouldn't I?
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna sit here
Oh, that
and
would
like
help.
and do like Eldritch Blasts and stuff like that. It's great.
Most
It's
creatures
efficient.
can still take a dash action, can't they?
Yes. Well, most of them have so far.
Oh,
But
Yeah. So
they've at
That
least
is my
crossed
turn.
most of their altitudes things. Okay.
look, I could go to them, but I don't want to.
20, 30, 40, 80. I believe that is within 30. Oh, that's just outside 30.
Yeah.
I think that would trigger mine though.
Yeah, yours is 60 feet.
Yes.
So a wisdom save, please.
What do you insult these poor bugs with?
Now listen.
Yeah, that fails.
Alright, it'll take 1d4, which will be. Looks like a 1. Yep, nice. But it does have disadvantage on its next attack. I don't even know if these things can understand me. I'm just like,
They don't have to be able to understand.
wow.
You only really
y'all
get
ugly.
as a response.
Exactly.
They just have to be able to hear you.
You see, these two finally come into view. One of them runs straight into the oil. What was the save for that one?
I think it's just my save, so it is.
Dexterity.
15.
17 plus 3.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So this one just sort of, it skitters, but it sort of just slides through and then
Cool.
keeps running.
Oh my god, so close. Ah! Jesus.
And this one, since they sort of both run at the same time, just sort of barrels through this part of the rock, sending splinters ahead,
Okay.
which slows it down, and it just makes it there.
Is that one within 30 now? From me?
Looks like it.
Probably.
Pretty sure both of them are within 30. The one that's coming from the other side too.
Oh.
So what's going on now?
Yes, I believe, yeah, Blooper has to leave as she's not feeling well.
Oh,
No.
But other than that, it is Red's turn. We're gonna just keep going for a little bit, and after this fight, we'll just see how much longer we're going.
Okay.
Nice meeting you. Sorry.
Feel better.
Where's
yeah. Hope you're doing well soon.
Bye. Have fun.
Bye.
I will target the one over here with another vicious mockery. So wisdom save, please. DC 15.
These are the
That's a
wisest.
16, unfortunately.
So nothing happens there.
Hmm.
But I will also thank Kara for stepping up and give her a combat inspiration, which I will send to you.
Also, this one is within 30 feet for your
Alright.
health.
That would be a. Oh yeah, that's 22 to hit. And that's 8 damage. If I have an extra, if I have 2 attacks, does it only? I only hold 1 attack, right?
Isn't it one attack for
That's
2
a-
shots, technically?
Good question.
Yes.
Do you have extra attack?
I do.
I thought the 2 attacks counted as 1.
It's still one attack action,
It
but you
counts
do
as
2 attacks
one
during that
yeah.
action.
And
Yeah.
I think you can attack twice with a held action.
I'll do another one, and that is a 14's not gonna hit, I don't think.
What was the first one?
So, the first one was 22, and it was 8 piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah, as it rushes forward, you aim. It isn't the one you were expecting, but your first hit strikes home. The second one just clatters to the ground as it hits the heavy plate. And with that, it is Kara's turn.
Okay. I will go to this one and attack. Nice bird. Yeah, that's a 13. Oh, but I have Bardic Inspiration. Oh, and am I still blessed?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, that wasn't it. So 17? Yeah. 17.
Is that one attack? Or do you
Yeah.
also have extra? Okay.
No, I
You
don't have.
strike out, but all you hit is just plate.
What?
What?
Well then. Stupid.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Or that it is Soleil's turn.
Okay. So the thing I just climbed up, is it like a 90-degree thingy, or is it like, could I just slide down there, basically?
Sort of it's a very sharp incline, sort of 60 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
but you could possibly slide down it.
See, what I want to do is slide down there, basically slide right between its feet, and try to gut it from below.
Whoa!
with my I just drop my bow, take
Sounds
take
gnarly.
take my weapons in my hands and just slide down there and try to
Give
get.
me both
Yeah.
your attack rolls and an additional dexterity check.
Okay. First the dex. Just a straight dex or acrobatics or what is it exactly?
Acrobatics.
Neat. Then it's a 19 for acrobatics. And the attacks is attack plus bonus action attack with a offhand. That's 3 11s plus 7, so 18s.
Oh my god.
3 18s.
What is that? 3 attacks?
Yes. The normal attack, extra attack, and the offhand attack as my bonus action.
My god.
Damn.
So 3
How much-
times 18.
3
Study
times
blade.
18?
Yes. It's an 11 3 times.
Okay, lucky you, the AC is exactly 18.
Yeah.
You slide down, and as you sort of see the abdomen of this thing coming towards you, you realize that its entire length is almost completely covered in this exoskeleton. As you slide underneath, though, you manage to strike at the sort of, what's the name? Frick.
Underbelly?
No, the
Abdomen? No, not abdomen.
I'll give you a second. I completely blanked.
You're talking about the thorax?
The joints of the legs.
Joins, okay.
Joint was the word I forgot. for a second.
Joints.
Yeah, okay, roll me your damage.
I will also use one of my superiority dice
Whoa.
Oh,
to do... Let me see what it's called again. To do a distracting strike. So when I hit with a weapon attack, I can expect this to do additional damage, and the next attacker that attacks this has an advantage. So it's also the superiority die through this. So all of that together is 12 plus 24 damage.
My god.
And the next attack from someone else has advantage.
It's not dead already.
Yeah, if it's not dead already.
it hasn't taken that much.
It's taken a good bit.
Yeah, it hadn't taken much prior.
So yeah, and if it's possible, like I want to slide slide until I'm coming out on the other side of it in the end there.
Okay.
Just under it and until I'm behind it.
Dorks.
Hmm. Okay. Is there any loose objects near this one?
There's plenty of rocks lying around.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Catapult. It's a Dex 15 save.
It has a +3.
I know.
That's a 10.
Ah!
Ooh,
That's
nice.
3d8.
What were you throwing at it? A
A
rock? or
rock.
something?
Where is... which of these is a d8? So... 12...
Just as you slide
3,
through
15.
underneath it, Soleil, you see it sort of turning its head as you strike at its joints.
Mhm.
And just
15.
as it turns around, you just see this rock hurled from seemingly out of nowhere. Just sort of strike it in its head. You see a long crack just running along the entirety of its head, and it shudders for a moment before it just sort of crashes onto the ground.
Can I use
Bonus
my
action.
Can I use my minor reaction to give a thumbs up
Sure. Sure.
to dorks?
Aha.
Oh. Bonus action. Blast missiles at him. Which is just a spell to hit. So I keep forgetting where my new spot is on here. Oh. Okay, I'm pretty sure that hits.
Here I was
18 plus
worried
7.
about high AC on these things.
Yep.
9 plus 4. 13 damage of force.
Nice.
Again, you see these small projectiles arc towards the insect creature and just sort of pound on its shell.
That is my turn.
You suddenly notice Leah sort of lose concentration, grasping her head. With that, Bless is gone.
Ah.
She seems to sort of shake her head for a moment and runs forward to the side of Kara, also striking at the creature. It recoils, but it doesn't seem to have taken major damage. And with that, it is Evelyn's turn.
I'm going to move over here. Now I'm going to take 2 shots at it. First one is likely going to hit. That's a 22.
That hits.
That is 9 piercing damage. Second shot is a nat 20.
Oh my.
With another on a 6. So that's going to be 15 damage. So in total it is 23.
Drive to me how you kill it.
Just like wait for its like I'm assuming it has like mandibles for like a mouth.
Yes.
Just wait for him like to open and just like shoot like right inside of its mouth.
Yeah, just as it sort of rears up to strike, one arrow goes in, another one, and just sort of
Another
in
one.
its rearing up crumbles backwards and onto a heap of itself.
That's my turn.
This is the one you struck at, right?
Yes, that is.
This one rushes forward and starts attacking Soleil. Finally.
First attack.
Oh my god.
With its short charge, it tries to sort of ram its spikes directly into you. First one is a 22.
That hits.
And an 18.
Hits.
You take 11 piercing damage.
What's the first of those attacks? I would like to react to those. How much damage does it do?
That would have been 2 plus 3, 5.
Because I'm gonna use my reaction to use another superiority die
Oh, okay.
to do a parry. When another creature damages me with a melee attack, I can use my reaction to reduce the damage from my die plus dex modifier. So 3 plus 4, so 7 damage less, so that first attack does nothing.
So you only take 6 piercing damage.
Yes.
Oh, extra gun.
And with that, it is Red's turn.
Well, phew, looks like we're cleaning up. I suppose I'll just Fisher's Mockery the spell again. Wisdom save, please.
Yeah, it fails.
2 psychic damage and disadvantage on its next attack if it makes it that far. And I will start moving my way. Hop down. I think I can get to about here. Oop, about here.
Kara.
I don't think I can do it. Nope. In that case, I'll just throw 2 more Eldritch Blasts at it.
I'm pretty sure you can add damage to your Eldritch Blast with Inspiration. If you hit.
So the
I'm guessing
damage?
that's because it is combat inspiration.
Yes, correct.
Well, I need the inspiration for the attack, so...
That was a 9. Who flipped it to a 1?
Yeah,
Mm,
9 no, what? Well, the 9's a 14.
I don't remember what the other one was.
Yeah, a little slower.
Like a 4 or something.
Gonna roll inspiration. I have to roll like a 4.
Unfortunate.
Nothing.
Shooting past the sort of crumbled mound of the one dead creature. You sort of have to go wide, but as you do, your strikes overcorrect and just sort of hit the ground as the arc is too tight.
I don't think you can actually use it on the attack roll. It's only the damage or the AC.
Is it different from?
It's if you hit, it's on the damage.
But isn't it like just in addition to what the Bardic Inspiration die can normally do?
Oh, good question. I don't actually know.
We'll read off on it afterwards.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
I don't think this combat is gonna take much longer. I get this thinking.
He spoiled that there are no more
I
reinforcements.
have forgotten how to attack.
Well, that's convenient because it's Soleil's turn before yours. Maybe Soleil finished
Oh
it.
no. Oh no.
Yeah, Soleil's just gonna go all in melee battle and just does his normal 2 normal attacks and 1 offhand attack. Only 1 hits the scimitar. That would be 7 damage.
You charge towards it in sort of a flurry of blades. When most of your strikes are spent just sort of striking at its many appendages that are currently spiking towards you.
And during that exchange of blows, I'm just gonna kind of move around him a little bit to basically surround it with the others.
Dorks.
Alright. I will use my crossbow for 2 shots. both miss. Actually, they both miss. Highest is a 6. 7. Their AC is
You're
18.
a little worried as you see this, sword dance going around it. And you shoot a little bit too carefully, overcorrecting a little bit too far, and you just strike its armor once and hit the ground with the other.
And then I bonus action blasting. Get it. That hits. It's plus 7. 14 plus 7. Nice. Nice. 14 damage. Ew.
The creature seems to be struggling to keep on its legs, but it is still standing. Leah rushes towards it, and with that it is Ablin's turn.
Oh, I will. Well, alright, gonna. Jump down here. And take 2 quick shots at it. Going to be a 17 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay. And a... Oh, miss.
As you slide down, as you sort of hit the ground running, your aim is a little bit off. Both of the shots bounce off its armor. Guessing that's your turn?
That is my turn. Yes.
It wheels around towards Soleil and attacks. Again, twice. Just sort of stabbing at you with its arms. And the first one misses. And the second one strikes home.
So yeah.
That's
Yeah.
4 stabbed. That's 4 piercing.
I'm gonna also use as a reaction another superiority die, but this time I'm gonna take the damage of the first attack, but I'm gonna use riposte to make a whenever a creature misses me with a melee attack, I can use my reaction to make a melee weapon attack against the creature, and if I hit, I add the superiority die to the damage. Only 17, so I don't hit.
You try to strike at its mouth as it lunges forward, but you miss the sweet spot and you just sort of strike along the side of its armored head. And with that, it is Red's turn.
Oh, well, I didn't expect it to still be alive.
He neither.
I guess I'll approach and stab it.
Because all of a sudden the AC is actually a problem.
Shoot,
Ah!
sorry. That's not gonna hit. So that would have been a 13.
Yeah, that does not hit. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Kara. Suddenly the AC is working.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly working.
With one left.
I mean, yeah, sure, I go closer. And try and hit it. Ooh, that's 23. That is 7 slashing damage.
You run up to the creature as it's sort of distracted with all fighting. As it is sort of locked in combat, its body just sort of remains still for a moment. And you just strike at the fragile joint between abdomen and its chest, and it just sort of caves in. And it's dead. You are out of initiative.
Nice.